This is Zeta, your host to Running Egg and Tuber, episode 30 of MLB 20 The Show. If you guys are joining in, want to catch more MLB 20 every 1 to 2 days a week, be sure to hit that red support button, like button, stay connected. Never ask anything back in return. If there's anybody in the chat today through Running Egg and Tuber, 2 groups in 1 as always, that has a Twitter and a Discord. First thing you can do on Twitter is you guys can share me out, tweet me out, leave a comment. Z is capitalized and D is capitalized as well. The others are lowercase, the same point at the same time. The numbers are always the same, no but evens. That would be 824-65600. Numbers are 824-65600. If you guys in the chat can do the same thing through Twitter, you can do the same thing on Discord. Yes, and some of your friend requests. Some of you guys said hello, and if you guys want to chit-chat anything at all, let me know in the chat throughout the group. And Running Egg's about to go live in a little bit. I don't know if there's maybe going to be a raid, but we'll see what happens there. And the way we do things, guys, is normal things between support and a couple of interesting stuff is we watch our videos in full, like them, share them, hit that red support button, hit the like button in full, and tweet it out, leave a comment, and we never ever ask for support back in between. If you guys also want to vote for the idol, hopefully there is one when this virus passes soon. Lands at 32, Greatest Showman at 13. As today, guys, will be Game 2 in New York City. As today, guys, in the chat. Guys, we get IZ News once we get the first 19 to 20 minutes today. This morning. There we go. So in Game 2 in New York City, we 10 and 19 Tigers taking on the 21 and 9 New York Yankees. Oh, crap, there we go. In Game 2 in New York City today, guys, on the mound for the 10 and 19 Tigers will be Casey Myers. Has a 3-2 win-loss record, 20 strikeouts for 2.77 Orman Davids. And on the mound for the 21 and 9 Yankees will be Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole has a good 3-1 record, 43 strikeouts for 2.00 earned average. Taking down in the ballpark today, guys. I will also be back live tonight. You guys will have an hour and 35 on Assassin's Creed Valhalla by then. For every Tuesday and Wednesdays every week, with good popularity between this one and 4 others. So on the mound for the 10 and 19 Tigers today will be Casey Myers, right-handed thrower. Has a little over an average record, has a 3-2 record with 2.77 Orman Davids. No periods combined. And there's the starting lineup for the 10 and 19 Tigers is listed. And most of us can always go through it quickly. A ride on that. Leading off first will be Victor Reyes at center. They got Goodrum at DH, that's an 8-hitter. Jimmy Candelario at third, Simonson Scope at second, with Castro at short, Cesar Cron at first. And left field, Harold Castro, Jorge Bonifacio at right, and Jake Brazos as catcher, batting 9th, between the altitudes. Jimmy Candelario will change the lineup with an average of 196. So, how is everyone doing today? Hope you guys are well, staying safe. Happy Tuesday, guys. As you guys may know, I won't be back to work till Thursday, completely at the same point, at the same time. So, you guys already know, my friend did ask me if I was going to come over last night. And basically, I just thought it was a little more too much of a triad at this point. I mean, it continued and a little more continued with snow. It kept on really snowing during the time being so far today, guys, so I'm like, if I can just have one night of relaxation and keep myself warm, that'd be okay too. I don't know if I'm going to be with my friend today. We'll see what happens there. It all depends there. So on the mound for the 21 and 9, guys, there he is, Garrett Cole. 7th start of his career with a 3-1 win-loss record. 2.00 Orman Davids, 30 hits, 7 walks, 43 strikeouts completed. I mean, I could, but it all depends what's going on before then. Leading off first for the Tigers will be Victor Reyes. 260, 3 home runs, 5 RBIs, and 6 stolen bases. Gets signed down for pitch by Cole. Guys, work was good afterwards too. I mean, beforehand, yes. I for one going to be working 7 to 11s in the evenings, but I'm like, why the hell would that be specific thing like that? Even though I'm off every Saturday in between, so it's all good. See what happens from there today too. I do know I'm going to be having maybe my last 8 to 5, possibly after the end of this week. I would assume too. So let's see what happens at the after party today. So we guys all getting for Howard tonight at this point. So 1-1 from the Threats, and that'd be foul ball at home base 1-2. But it is good to be back too. Almost better than nothing with no out raids or in raids in between. So I think we might be okay. 1-2. To left, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And also, the interesting thing, guys, is my phone does have a new phone. It's called the Android. I think Android's part of Straight Talk, I would assume. So it's going to have some help activating it later on today, and maybe come back in the chat. Maybe we'll get to the other numbers in a minute. Up next, Nico Goodrum. He's on deck. So, guys may know my pun's at 12. Bell's still at 50, so she still has the lead by 38. And that'll be a pop-up. Getting close to the mound defensively, and makes the catch. 1 out for the Tigers. Between a budget opportunity. So other than that, guys, I mean, the good thing about having an Android is real simple. I mean, it's real simple. You know, I would not go after Boost Mobile if I end up buying a new phone sometime this year. So I don't expect that I'm going to buy a new one yet. Whatever happens with this one. Here comes Nico Goodrum, batting .246. And that was almost a close hit, guys. Foul ball to right for strike. Oh, okay, one more, guys. Batting .246, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs serving in. So I think we might be okay going forward too. So far, I've been keeping myself warm. Been waiting on my ride a little bit more, and you know, like I said, work was not bad. You know, and had some good help. Had 7 doubles. But you know what they say, guys? You can't get there too quick if it comes a little more anything. So, and to the left, that's a strikeout. 2nd out for the Tigers. A strikeout by Garrett Cole. See how we're doing. You guys will get news in another 10 minutes, so other than that, we should be okay going forward, so. But the temperature tonight let's go down a little more winding, and that would be down to 10 to fucking 9 degrees. Then I'll bring out the one and only Miguel Cabrera, 138 average, 1 RBI. I also do know somebody passed away this week too, at the age of 44, I think. Speaking of that, guys, there'll be fly ball to mid-center field. If anybody gets a little bit healthy, guys, and that will be a double. And that's a double for the Tigers. The double by the one and only Miguel Cabrera for the 10-19 Tigers today. Any player that's been around for a long time, guys, whether it's on a baseball team or any sports team that's been around for the time being, knows how to hand a great ball for something legendary. That's a good thing. Up next, guys, it's Sonison Scope. 196, 6 home runs, 13 RBIs serving in. 10-19 Tigers looking to stretch a little bit forward. And combined quite a few. Rhino at second, 2 outs. Gets a sign down, Cole from the stretch. At the bottom for a strike. Has 84 assists, 2nd in the American League. A little extra potential. And I also did sleep good afterwards, guys. My partner had to let me go since I was a little extra tired, so coming out of work, and like I said, work was good. I battled the entire good snow in between, so it was only like a bit over in the 30s, but I actually had no observation or had a little extra no problem. Know what I'm doing. To the right, 1 and 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's my watch time. Lost 1 hour, but I think it's going to go back up a little bit more, hopefully. 1 and 2. To the right, 2 and 2. That'll be an element of 2 balls, 2 strikes. If the guys also want me to deliver a setup to you guys, let me know. And we can actually see what kind of stuff you do on your channel. That will not be a terrible idea or bad wise idea. 2 and 2 from the stretch. And that'll be foul ball to right, 2 and 2. 2 balls for 2 strikes completed. Gets signed down. To the bottom right, 3 and 2. House of Entertainment, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Then I'll bring up Castro, he's on deck, batting 213. He's on deck. My House of X Entertainment, good morning, sir. How you doing?
Jack Dawson Hay.
Alright, do I know you from somewhere, buddy? That's a strikeout, and the inning is over. Let me know in the chat, buddy. Are you from Tuba or Renegade? Go to bottom of the first inning, game 2 in New York City. Tigers nothing, Yankees coming up to bat. Time to verify in the chat. And on the mound for the 10 and 19 Tigers, guys, do you see? Not bad of an average, is Casey Mize. Mize making 6 start of his career, 3 and 2 record. For 2.77 around average, 39 hits. Yeah, I have no clue why you said hey, but it's not bad of a story. Leading off first for the Yankees with Gio Yosila, batting 266. Was pitched by Mize. At the bottom, close, a little more to the bottom, 1 strike. I'm not sure if I maybe know this guy or not. His name is House of Entertainment, guys. I don't know if, I think it's almost like from Running Angle Tuber, I think. That's why the group, guys, all in between, is filled with love, support, and a lot of respect that people that come in. If you actually get to know somebody, or more than one person that's in the chat, tell them what you guys can do, I mean, tell them you guys can tell me ask me how I got the Tuba and Running Yank, But I do know the sweet Volko got me started, so with Running Yank, and then I also got a little bit of myself started with Tuba, so those two are always part of the family, 1 and 2. And that'll be ground ball to left center field. And that'll be a single. That's a single for the Yankees. I mean, until I know a little more about this person, I don't think it'd be not a terrible idea between the other stuff forward. But it's all good.
So now to the plate, Clint Frazier.
And that'll be foul ball to right, 1 strike. That'll bring up Clint Frazier. 324, 4 home runs, 16 RBIs serving in. Right at first, no outs. As you knew, this will be in another couple more minutes, guys. Usually we don't have that many when it comes to anything that's a little more benefiting, I think. 1 ball, 1 strike. Foul ball to home base, 1 and 2. And most of us already know, guys, my content's been very good. My highest strikes is 29 to kick off this year. And that's a strikeout. First out for the Yankees, first strikeout by Casey Mize. So yeah, guys, my content's been very good, a little extra epic. And it's a great commentator, thanks to Running Yank for telling me on that. And I never set up between comments, guys. You guys really want to know what I have to say in between, so that's mostly the important thing on them. To the bottom left, 1 ball, no strike. That'll bring up DJ LeMahieu, batting 250, tied to 7 in the American League with 9 home runs and 11 RBIs serving in. Went out first, 1 out. But it's all good, guys. You know somebody, get to know each other from the group, and inside the group, as always, and tell me what you guys can do on your channel. It's not that hard. That's why it's always filled with love, respect, and a lot of support to people that come in and see you guys been up to. 1 and 2. And foul ball to home base, 1 and 2. As long as most of us know how to put the work in, people can see what you're doing. Now the strikeout. Second out for the Yankees, second strikeout by Casey Mize. I don't know much about House of Entertainment X, but, I'm not sure if he's actually new to running egg or tuber or something. But it all depends. Foul ball to left, 0-1. That'll bring up Luke Voigt, 258, 5 home runs, 17 RBI serving in. Runner at first, 2 outs. Isaiah News will be a little bit shortly. To left, 0-2. Last 4 games had 2 runs scored. And that'll be foul ball to right, 0-2. Isaiah News will be in another couple minutes, guys. To left, 1-2. If you guys want to talk about popularity, you look at big popularity, like say from every 3 to 4 days a week of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, through multiplayer and zombies. Zombies is real nice to go out to play. I mean, that's why I've been getting great popularity with that. Baseball every 1 to 2 days a week. Spider-Man's been doing very good at this point. Foul ball to left, 2-2. The same with what else? Crap. Cyberpunk's been not doing too bad, as it's so big for every Thursday and Fridays. But a little extra popularity on top of that for Assassin's Creed Valhalla every Thursday and Friday, every Tuesday and Wednesday. It's a big ground ball to right center field. Cameron fair ball instantly, and that's a double. And that's a double for the Yankees. Oh my goodness. Can't expect a little more powder than that, guys. Keeps a little underneath, gets a little more in the stretch as we speak. That'll bring us to Carl Stanton, left-handed batter, batting number 27. Last 9 games, 5 for 34 for an average of 147, 273, 9 home runs, 22 RBIs driven in. Second and third, 2 outs. Pitched by Myers at the bottom, 1 strike. Has his total of 22 RBIs. Any good fantasy batter, guys, has had way more than that throughout the group. I'll look at this one newsletter in a little bit. After I'm done with the chat, see what I think. In the bottom, second strike. The ball's 2 strikes, get almost a live and look in between out of 30 stadiums, 0-2. 1-2. Oh my goodness. And that'll be fly ball center field. Gets to its target, makes the catch, and the inning is over. Game 2 in New York City. We're at the top of the second inning. Yankees nothing, Tigers nothing. 2 up next for the Tigers will be Will Castro. 213, 3 home runs, 5 RBI serving in. I did watch a little extra Monday Night Raw last night, and I gotta tell you, Raw was not bad. It was a little more entertaining. Has 9 doubles, tied 4th in the American League. So yeah, Raw last night was not bad. It was real good. We do know that most of us already know who won the men's Royal Rumble of this year. That would be won it twice already, and that would be the Rated R superstar Edge. He's going to be appearing on Friday Night SmackDown with the women's Royal Rumble winner, and that would be Bianca Belair. So I think she's going to be targeting for the SmackDown Women's title in WrestleMania, I think. That'll be my guess. Ground ball call from third base, 1 out for the Tigers. So it all depends. I mean, as far as what Edge goes, I think he's only going to challenge Roman Reigns instead of Drew McIntyre for the WWE title, but you guys remember, after 10 years, after he was forced to retire back in 2011, he vaguely retired and surrendered the World Heavyweight title championship back then, so it all depends. Here comes CJ Cron, 156, 3 home runs, 5 RBIs driven in. Excuse me. So I think he's going to challenge Roman for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania. So, I mean, some of us were maybe hoping that what's-his-face was going to sew up, maybe challenge Roman for the Universal title. But if he were to hold that title till next year, I would not be. I'd be a little more interesting to see how it plays out.
Will be next.
Up next is Harold Castro, batting 223. He's on deck. I mean, why would Roman hold on to that same tip till next year? I would vaguely doubt it.
That's strike two.
I mean, if somebody would take the whipping and beat the crap out of him, beat The Rock. Dwayne The Rock Johnson for sure. Well, it all depends. 3-2. And that'll be a pop-up to center field. Alright guys, we're going to get to some news right about now. McSket's second out for the Tigers. That'll bring up Harold Castro, guys. 223. 3 on runs, 6 RBIs driven in. Alright guys, we're going to get to news right now this morning. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, you guys can send me out, tweet me out, leave a comment. It's Jack Dawson. J is capitalized and also the D is capitalized. And that's a pop-up to center field on this one. Gets under it defensively and makes the catch. The inning is over. 3 out, 3 down for the Tigers. Go to Bob in the second. Game 2 in New York City. Yankees nothing. Tigers nothing. Up next for the Yankees, be Aaron Judge, batting 291. So yeah, the numbers are 824-65600. If you guys can send me your first and last name information on Twitter to the chat so we can actually follow each other as followers and see who's following who. So that way we can see how what people have been up to on around Twitter and see what's going on completely. You guys can get it out there as good as you can to the left 0-2. Send me out, tweet me out, leave a good comment on Twitter. And the thing about Discord too, guys, you guys can do the same thing through Discord. Send me a phone request. Tell me guys said hello. We ground ball close to second base. Gives it the first of time. 1 out for the Yankees. So you guys can send me a phone request to a group and have me join in. So we can actually discuss some good royalty business if there's anything you'd like to discuss for it. And we watch our videos in full. Hit that like button in full. Hit that red support button. Leave a comment. Sarah, tweet it out. And more importantly, guys, we never ask anything back in return, especially for support. Because people are going to be noticing, people are going to be thinking, we're doing self-sub in here, we never do. It'll bring up Gamble Santoris. First in the American League, batting 398, 4 runs, 18 RBIs serving in. But that's the way we do things, guys. We don't do S for S anymore. We hit that red support button, hit that like button, stay connected. That's the way it works under guidelines, you know. If people don't like it, it's all good. That's why greatness, makes great content with love, support, and a lot of respect to people that come in. Everybody's part of the family now with the highest moderators I've had today. And that is still in the business. Ground ball close to second. And that'll be a single. That's a single for the Yankees. That'll be love, support, leaving a comment, and having a lot of respect to people that come into your chat. You guys can vote to land at 32, Red Summon at 13. So we'll see what happens at the after party so far. The pitch by Myers at the bottom, 1 ball, no strike. They'll bring up Aaron Hicks, 304, 2 on runs, 5 RBIs serving in. Run at first, 1 out. Okay guys, today is, let me pop up to home base, that's a foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Get a little more close. Today is February 2nd already, guys. And throughout every February, guys, today is always Black History Month throughout the anything you guys can think at this point. Between musicians, sports, or anybody that did very well at this point. 2-2. Probably 5 ball to the left. 2-2. Alright guys, we'll get to some of that a little later. 2-2 from the stretch. Foul ball to right, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As long as I add a little more added pressure. And that'll be foul ball to left as well, 2-2. Alright guys, start with the first one. Will Darcy be in Thor, Love, and Thunder? As the one that played as Darcy by the name of Kat Jennings, I think she did not that bad of a job. I think she did a little more good at this point. According between that structure in between. But the very first one that did jump in, the very first story movie, you had the big ground ball across the second, gives it the second, throws it the first and tie, double play, the side is retired. But I think her as Darcy did quite well. Natalie Portman made her first appearance. Excuse me, it's Zane. And then Thorman, aka Chris Hemsworth, did quite very well. At the top of the third, game 2 in New York City. Tigers nothing, Yankees nothing. Due out for the Tigers to be Jorge Bonifacio. 184 average, excuse me. So it all depends. I do know she was actually in the second one. Don't know if she was in any of the Avenger movies, I think. Alongside of it. I don't recall. But I think she did a quite good job as one of the nicest partners in the first two. And I do think she's in the third one too. I've seen plenty of the third one, first, second. And she was King of Asgard behind that. So we'll see. That'd be foul ball to left, 1 and 2. So we'll see what happens though. I would think she would maybe be in Love and Thunder. But I do know Natalie Portman's coming back. Strikeout completed. First out for the Tigers. The strikeout by Garrett Cole. So we'll see what happens from there, guys. It could be, or it could not be. It all depends what she's going to do. There's a video of Cyberpunk 2077 console performance review between pads 110 and 111. Guys can check that out. That'll bring up the catcher, Jake Rogers. 195, 5 home runs, 7 RBI serving in. Here's the pitch by Cole. At the bottom, 1 strike. Came the 3rd round pick in 2016 of the draft. Okay, guys, if you guys are looking for extension cords to bring power, you guys can find some of them anytime you like. The upper right, 0 and 2. That's to bring power anywhere inside or outside of your home. You guys can look at that anytime. 0 and 2. Bottom, 1 and 2. Ball 2 strikes. You guys can become a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Master with these controllers. Let me see some of this real quick. Cut it a Mark, I would assume, from the last name. Up top, another strikeout. Second out for the Tigers. Oh my. Alright, guys can look at control on PS5. You guys can look at 12 minutes of performance mode and graphics mode gameplay. I do know Control is a real good game between the PS4 and way before it came out to the PS5, and so it transferred to that and the 2 Xbox systems. But I do know the game Control is real good. It became one of the games that was in the Game of the Year category. And that makes the Cats, and the side is retired. 3 outs in total, go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Game 2 in New York City, Yankees nothing, Tigers zip. So you guys can check that out. Like I said, the graphics of Control are really good. A little more extra good on top of that for the icing. And I think it's a little more better than having it to come out for PS4 and the Xbox One. As it should be a little extra, anything that's more completed or transferred afterwards. One last article, guys. You guys can look at Perfect Dark Design Director leaves the tentative. What does that mean? Hold up a minute. Due up next for the Yankees will be Gary Sanchez. 288, 5 home runs, 20 RBI serving in. Let's check out this article real quick. No thanks. Long article. Here's the pitch by Mize.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
At the bottom, 1 ball, no strike. That's some games with 4 runs scored. And then me at the middle, foul ball, 1-1. And there's no more news today, guys. You guys will get some more tonight once we do Assassin's Creed Valhalla by then. To the left, 2-1. Guys can see yourselves news. Not bad of news in between. Maybe a couple cool stuff afterwards. At this point. But if I were to ever play Control, guys, I would maybe play it for PS5, but I don't know if it's going to be in contract talks or anything. After I set out Spider-Man Miles Morales after beating it, maybe. It all depends. Up next is Theo Yosila, he's on deck. 3 and 2.
Now the 3-2 pitch. is a way
To the right, strikeout completed. First out for the Yankees. The strikeout by Casey Mize. So we'll see what happens, guys. I mean, I'm not going to rule another thing yet right now for successions. But I do know one of the closer two guys that's also being almost reached in. It would be the ground ball to home base. Picks it up, throws the first, out number 2 for the Yankees. And I think, of course, it'd be almost simple. And that would be maybe man 21, but a little more likely. The other 2 games that I'm thinking about for sure is maybe continuing, I mean, going back after a while and go back to starting, not be starting from scratch, but continue what I was doing. That'd be God of War. It became one of the greatest games to get Game of the Year back in 2018. So I could probably get back into that or start a series premiere from scratch. So now would be a game called Godfall. So we'll see what happens there. I'm leaning towards one of 2, guys. Now, as I said, 0-2 from the stretch. You guys let me know in the chat if you guys have an idea. I think it would almost be best if I went after one of the 2 after I beat Spider-Man Miles Morales this year. Maybe very soon. At the bottom, big strikeout. And the inning is over. We played 3 innings today, guys. Game 2 in New York City. For the top of the 4th. Tigers nothing, Yankees nothing. Due up next for the Tigers will be Nico Goodrum. Struck out his first time. He's 0-1 in the ballgame. So far, we only have 2 likes. If you guys want a shout-out, let me know. If there's anything you'd like to add. The bottom, 1 strike. Record between Goodrum versus Cole, 1 for 10. With 7 strikeouts completed between 2 various meetings. And if I was going to be off my Plunge Place last night, guys, I would have not gone live yesterday. So, you know, I decided not to break outdoors for the time being. So, I decided, you know what, it was a good work day, and I just need to get myself to keep myself warm, you know. But it's all good, you know. I think I'm going to try to come down tonight, but it all depends. I'll think about it. Up next, Miguel Cabrera, batting 167 and RBI. He's on deck. 3-1 from the stretch. At the bottom, ball 4. First walk by Cole. As he walks Nico Goodrum for the 10 and 19 Tigers today. Athletics 4, Rangers 2 in Texas. Here comes the one and only Miguel Cabrera. 1 for 1 and had a double in the first inning. Orioles 5, Royals 4 in Baltimore. Runner at first, nobody out. Here's the pitch by Cole. So we'll see what happens, guys. I mean, it's going to go down to 10 degrees tonight, so I'm like, I could maybe try. If not, I'm not 100% sure. I mean, it's going to be very cold. But it won't be as cold. I mean, it will be a little extra dangerously cold later on this week. Once we get to almost to the side of it, and that would be in the mid-teens. And I think I'm going to survive doing that when I'm having warm. When we're going to go to second. At the bottom, 1 and 2, and he steals good. First goes to second. Look at that in the chat, guys. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Almost quiet, thankful to nothing. Reds 2, Braves nothing in Cincinnati. Run at second, nobody out. 1 and 2 from the stretch. At the bottom, 2 and 2. Tries to get a little more inside, guys. And trying to get a bit more speed between a few things. At the bottom, another strikeout. First out for the Tigers. Pirates 4, Cubs 3 in Chicago. Then I'll bring up Jonathan Scope. Struck out his first time, he's 0 for 1. Runner at second, 1 out. Gets signed down, here's the pitch by Cole. At the bottom left, 1 ball, no strike. Like I said, work's going good, and I've just been trying to keep myself warm as good as I can. Possibility. The middle, 1 and 1. Astros 6, D-backs 2 in Arizona. Minimal thankful possibilities. And that'd be foul ball to home base, 1-2. White Sox 7, Rockies nothing in Colorado. Give him a little more of a stretch forward. Bottom 2-2. With great power, guys, but between great content comes great responsibility to set things right. 2-2. At the bottom, big strikeout on that. Second out for the Tigers. Runner Rojo to second. And always fills between 3 out of the 4. Here comes Will Castro. Lying down second inning, he's 0 for 1. Runner second, 2 outs. Marlins 3. Mets nothing in Miami.
Here's the first pitch to him.
And at the middle, 1 strike. That's game's 2 for 4 with a double.
I'm surprised we're seeing so many late swings on fastballs.
Pitch by Cole.
If there's one rule of thumb in the game,
In the upper left, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. When it gets a little more than that close, guys, or against out of range, you can't get there too quick. Between if it's coming at you or anything. 0-2.
0-2. Here it is.
Bottom, big strikeout. 3 outs in total, and the inning is over.
One left for Detroit.
Game 2 in New York City for the bottom of the 4th. Yankees nothing, Tigers nothing. Up next for the Yankees will be DJ LeMahieu. Struck out his first time, he's 0 for 1. Gets the pitch by Mize. But yeah, every February of the year, guys, once a year of every month in February, it's always part of Black History Month. Like, say, for example, I can think of one of 2. Yeah, I can think of one of 2 guys also, and that would be the one that became, hold on a second, but ground ball center field. Picks it up, and that's a single. Single for the Yankees. And that would be the one and only. The one and only Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds, former San Francisco Giant. You guys remember this one story? He actually had the #1 highest home run record. Anybody that most of us already seen for a long time, you know, and he had a total of, let me try to research on it. Luke Voigt's 1 for 1 for double his first time. Ran at first, nobody out. Everybody knows how many home runs that Barry Bonds had. He did surpass a couple of good records, Hank Aaron and a couple of other good batters. Last game was 1 for 3 of a double. Well, I'll get to that in a second. That'd be fly ball to right center field. Runner will hold at first. Makes the catch. 1 out for the Yankees. Yeah, I'm gonna look at home run leaders on this one. Sakala sends 0 for 1 for line out his first time. Runner first, 1 out. I do know the record between them. Oh wait a minute, it was 762. That's right. Yeah, back when he achieved the longest record of all time. I mean, you look at Barry Bonds, he did very well. I mean, you look at him by the stats seen as a former San Francisco Giant. He was one of the goodest batters of all time. That's like Casey Mize. Here's what you have, guys. Albert Pujols is at 662. Former New York Yankee after retiring. A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez, 696. Babe Ruth had 714. You see those batters, guys? Way before Barry Bonds break his record over Hank Aaron. He did a hell of a job afterwards. Aaron Johnson's 0 for 1, but ground down second. On the first 2 outs. Hank Aaron has 755, which Barry Bonds did quite well, you know. And now he's only the only one that can hit home runs very well as it should be. 1 ball, 1 strike from the stretch. I mean, nobody can be the best all-time, one of the greatest home run leaders of all time, and that's Barry Bonds. So, you know, big shout out to him. To left, 2-2. And there's also another batter too. I'll double check in a few minutes. 2-2. So right, 2-2. And that would be trying to take 2 outs did quite well. At the bottom, big strikeout. The side is retired, excuse me. Go to top of the 5th inning, game 2 in New York City. Yankees nothing, Tigers nothing. I also want to look at former Dallas Cowboy Emmitt Smith real quick. Now, Emmitt Smith, you know, he was actually one of the greatest running backs in football history. Always has and always will be. You look at some of these statistics that he's been doing. The Dallas Cowboys is the very first team that Emmitt Smith had during the most part of the same time and same being. He was with them for over 12 or 13 years before signing with the Arizona Cardinals. Due up for the Tigers with CJ Cron, popped down second, is 0 for 1. Mets 5, Marlins 3 in Miami. Here's the pitch by Cole. To the left, 1-0. Okay, guys, yeah, Emmitt Smith did very well. He was number 22, the only number 22 as a running back. One of the greatest ones of all time. You know, he had great statistics. And that'll be pop up to right center field. Gets to it, makes the catch, 1 out for the Tigers. And the most of his career, guys, you look at some of these statistics. The statistics is very interesting. He started every single game for the Dallas Cowboys and only did 2 years with the Cardinals. So he was one of the greatest running backs of all time. But he always has it in him as a former Cowboy at this point. El Caso has 21 hits. He's 0 for 1. It's coming out of Black History Month. The highest he've ever had for 13 years for the Dallas Cowboys, guys, is he started 201 games, 199 were games started out of the 2. The left 2 and 1. Now the highest he've ever had, guys, is 4,000 for rushing yards, 4,052 rushing yards, so that's pretty good. It's a Hall of Famer. At the bottom, 2 and 2. He lost 2 strikes. He also had rushing yardage 17,162. And as far as touchdowns go, wow. The bottom 3 and 2. Up next is Jorge Bonifacio. Batting 182. He's on deck. 3 and 2. Up top, ball 4. Second walk by Cole. As he walks Harold Castro for the 10 and 19 Tigers today. So he had about 153 touchdowns, 675, 1 downs, and lane for 75. So that's part of Black History Month, guys. You guys will be getting some more maybe tonight. So it all depends on what time my opponent and I are going to have time together, but it all depends. Well, last game was 0-4 with 3 strikeouts. Jorge Bonifacio is 0 for 1. So let's see what happens there, guys. But does he get 2 gentlemen right there? Great careers, Barry Bonds and Emmitt Smith. I'm gonna have some extra this month, and that's a second strike, 0 and 2. The ball's 2 strikes. If you guys have anybody coming out of Black History Month, let me know in the chat. At the bottom, big strikeout. Second out for the Tigers. That's already close again too, huh? 6 weeks of winter. Well, I don't know how that's going to be almost completed on it. Say crosses 0 for 1. Went out first, 2 outs. To the right, 1-0. Last game was 0 for 3 of a strikeout. So we'll see what happens from there, guys. To the right, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. If you guys have anybody that's coming out of Black History Month, let me know. See, we can try to look something up for it. Be ground ball to center, and that'll be a single. That's a single for the Tigers. Gets a little more depth and a little more inside of it. Tries to get a little more deep inside with a little more speed on it. So my alarm again. I do know Ronnie is on live right now, so I never set up between comments. He normally calls me the greatest commentator, and I really am. And that'll be fly ball to right center field. Gets under it, makes the catch, and the inning is over. My conduct's been pretty good as of every week, most of the time too. The bottom of the 5th inning, Game 2 in New York City. Tigers nothing, Yankees nothing.
Welcome back for the bottom of the 5th. Here's Heidi Watney.
Thanks, Matt.
Excuse me. Now, I don't know if my opponent's going to be in the chat sometime today, but if I would have came over last night, we would have had over 1 hour to do something. But we'll see. Let's see what happens though. I mean, for any single time he gets up is every 8:30 in the morning. So by the time he starts that nursing home job, working every other weekend, every 2 weeks, that'll be interesting. Do well for the Yankees with Gabriel Torres, 1-for-1 for single in the second inning. But see, we'll get my PS4 soon, guys. After C makes enough cash for that and the trip. I have an 86% chance. I'm going with that trip when this virus clears. But it will soon. Fly ball to center field. Makes the catch, 1 out for the Yankees. I also have not gotten the vaccine yet, but I'm hoping I will this month. That'll bring up Aaron Hicks, 0-for-1 for ground down in second. So let's see what happens from there, guys. Indians 3, Rays 2 in Tampa. At the bottom, 1 strike. Oh boy. Even though I'm a little extra tired, guys, from work and getting up early in the mornings, it's all good. To the upper left, 1-1. Athletics 4, Rangers 2 in Texas. 1 ball, 1 strike from the stretch. At the bottom, 2-1. That really is 2. Oh my goodness. 2-1 by Myers. Orioles 5, Rays 4 in Baltimore. Foul ball to right. 2-2.
Not surprised he's laid on a heater right there. Just saw an off-speed pitch. Wanted to stay back a little bit too long.
And in the middle, another strikeout. Second out for the Yankees. 7th strikeout by Casey Myers.
He's just playing good old-fashioned hardball right now. Just rearing back and letting it go. And it seems like this.
Well, it's not so bad between other performances afterwards. But I think we might be okay. And that'll be ground ball to left. He's out defensively, throws the first of time, and the side is retired. We played 5 innings today, guys. Game 2 in New York City. The top of the 6th. Yankees nothing. Tigers nothing. Up next for the Tigers, beating Nico Goodwin. He's 0-for-1 for walk and a stolen base. Gets signed down. In the threats. To left for a strike. Making between Goodwin for Cole, 1 for 10. With 7 strikeouts completed between meetings. To the right, 1-1.
Maybe trying to back him up a bit there with the
But I'm doing good when it comes to staying warm, when it comes to work or doing some exercising. And I, for one, guys, did not slip after I broke my left ankle, and I was out of work for 4 weeks, so I didn't slip yesterday. That's a good thing. Foul ball to left, 1-2. Because I don't plan on it anytime soon. Because I don't think I will. And the up top on the upper left, 2-2. Gets a little more inside of it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. At the bottom, another strikeout. Well, it's the first in time, 1 out for the Tigers. Against 1 and only Miguel Cabrera, 1 for 2 for a double in the first inning. Phillies 1, Giants nothing in San Francisco. Up top, 1 strike. Has a career average of 67.5 WAR with 17 marvelous seasons. Marlins 5, Giants 5, and Miami. To the right, 1-1.
Hey, they tried to tie him up on that last pitch, so I like that they went away with this one. The execution didn't work, but I like the idea behind it.
It's 6, 1-1. Up top, 1-2.
This pitcher's bringing it with some high
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Better get that front foot down early and get ready, or he's
At the bottom, 2-2.
Tough pitch to lay off there, but he did, and it's even
From the stretch, here's the 2-2. At the bottom, another strikeout. Strikeout, perhaps. Second out for the Tigers.
That's 10 strikeouts for him now, and I'll tell you,
You can't get that much closer than that, guys.
still a lot of game left in this one.
You got Jonathan Scope over 2 with 2 strikeouts.
Another shot now. Jonathan Scope, First 2 men in the inning have both gone down via the punch out.
We look at the length between women's and men's Royal Rumble, between the longest from last night.
Strike one.
Even though I didn't watch the pay-per-view, it's not bad. I mean, the pay-per-view was a little more interesting from the input. Up top, 1-1. Let me look at some of this real quick. Time longest between the two. Wow. At the bottom angle, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ricochet, Elias, twisted quite well.
This guy's not afraid to pitch inside.
The 1-2.
Someone was 723. Okay, 2-2.
2 out, nobody on.
Green Helms only had 30 seconds. That's a little bit funny. That'd be fly ball to mid-left center field. That'll get a little off the wall, and that's a double. And that's a double for the Tigers. Oh my. That one had 2 minutes. The other one had 53 seconds. Yeah, the Royal Rumble pay-per-view over the weekend was pretty good. But at the end, it was Ed's. And I think he's going to be challenging Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship at Mania. Because I think the ice size for McIntyre for his WWE title would be maybe Sheamus, so, since we haven't seen Keith Lee for quite some time. Will Castle's over for 2, run on second, 2 outs. So we'll see. Foul ball to left, 0-2. As far as the women's go, well, Tessa Blanchard was not in that mix, so. It all depends what she's going to end up. That'd be a strikeout. Throws the first in time, and the side is retired. But we'll see what happens. Go to bottom of the 6th, Game 2 in New York City. Tigers nothing, Yankees nothing. Doo-wop for the Yankees. Rizio Sela, 1 for 2. That's by Myers. At the bottom angle, 1 strike. Acquired by the Blue Jays of 2018. Sonny Blackcard didn't do too bad. 3 minutes and 43 seconds. It's usually coming out of the Women's Royal Rumble, too. Lisa Fox had a third shortest. That's surprising. Santa Basil did quite well. 41 minutes, 46 seconds. That was pretty damn good at this point. Carmelo had 47 seconds. No surprise there. You guys already know behind the numbers of the Rumble. That was in the very, very shortest time. I mean, fly ball to right center field. Casano makes the catch, 1 out for the Yankees. That would be, you guys remember how Santino Morella was in Rumble for only like a couple seconds. And that was a big surprise. When Fraser's over for 2 with 2 strikeouts. And that's actually behind the numbers, and the highest numbers of all time, back in 2005 or 2006, was the one and only former world champion, Rey Mysterio had that, guys, remember? Throughout Running Egg and Tubers group. That, he had the longest time ever, 62 minutes and 12 seconds. When once no one actually beat that average record. Red Sox 9, Blue Jays 7 in Toronto. To left, 1 and 2. And that's actually one of the goodest times as it should be. Like splits for 1 minute and 1 second. Notice Montez covered by the Fiend. The wide 2 and 2. But I did hear a little something when I was waiting for my ride last night that on a couple things for comes to WrestleMania this year. Ripley is 39 minutes and 5 seconds, very nice. Former NXT Women's Champion. At the bottom angle, another strikeout. And strikeout by Casey Myers, 2nd out by the Yankees. So let's see what happens from there. I was maybe thinking Tessa Blanchard would have won. I mean, Tessa Blanchard would have been in the match, but she didn't. I think she's still spending the rest of her life with Daga, former Impact wrestler and also former Impact World Champion Tessa Blanchard the same way. He says the is 1 for 2 for single in the 4th inning. But we'll see what happens, though. I mean, we're on the road to WrestleMania. And we still got plenty of more stuff to get to.
This guy's got to be pretty proud.
Which it could get or it cannot get.
Easy to pitch on the road.
Last four games had 5 RBIs. 1-1 from the stretch. Here's the pitch by Mize. At the bottom, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike from the stretch. Up top. Up next is Luke Voigt, batting .263. He's on deck. Now I am a little more happy and excited that my opponent got a new phone yesterday. Because when he went into Walmart over the weekend, guys, they couldn't do a damn thing. Despite a numerous fact. It's like if you have a passport that's working the chains, you know, why not get a new phone? So that way you can not have your ass being bad shape on it, you know. I've never had problems with any of that. Neither has Barrel. Fireball to right center field, makes the catch, and the side is retired. We go to top of the 7th, Game 2 in New York City. It's the Yankees nothing, and the Tigers nothing. Up next for the Tigers, we see CJ Cron. 0 for 2 with 2 pop-outs. 10 and 19 Tigers looking to linger in and get a little extra focus. Between other great teams, any time between the series and in real life as well. Here's the pitch by Cole. At the bottom angle, 1 strike. Right between Cron versus Cole, 1 for 12. Navs of 83 with 8 strikeouts. At the bottom angle, almost at the very bottom, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike between the scat seat. I also have not seen Brian. I do know he's always a good friend of mine in the chat. To the left, 1 and 2. As long as it gets more than anything in it. At the bottom, 2 and 2. Oh boy. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To the right, another strikeout, first out for the Tigers. You can't get there much quicker than that, guys, as it should be. Here comes Harold Castro. He's 0 for 1 for walk in the 5th inning. We'll get its own call, alright. At the bottom, 0-1. They can't get there much quicker than that, guys, if it's a little more off to the bottom. To the left, 1-1. Cole's given up 2 walks, I believe. Instead of calling it 2 W's or something. This is almost not really that simple. 1 ball, 1 strike. At the bottom angle, 1 and 2. Tries to get a little deep inside, try to keep its focus in hand. At the bottom, another strikeout, 2nd out for the Tigers. Oh my goodness. Had a terrible save, but no terrible society, guys. Here comes Toy up on the 5-0, 2 strikeouts, 0 for 2.
Here comes the first pitch. And a strike called at the letters.
And a top right, 0-1. Let's look at my schedule real quick.
You're going to strike out a lot of guys. Well, guess what?
I'm going to be working some good average stuff there. Only up on the 5-0, 0 for 2. Tries to get a bit more of a helping speed. Up top bottom angle, 1-1. But if my opponent would have come back in the tank, guys, I think it would be interesting. After the last couple of days. Instead of a previous stupid phone that had a password opportunity problem. So we'll see what happens there. 1-1. Up top, 1 and 2. Little more almost speed out of it. Foul ball to right, 1 and 2. Coming out of a statement. To the right, 2 balls, 2 strikes. A little more deep inside, but trying to get a little something that's fresh and contacted. Bottom, 3 and 2. Up next, the catcher, Jake Rogers, batting 2-2. He is on deck.
on gas, so wouldn't you go up there and make him throw a bunch of pitches?
To the 9
You're more likely
signature
to get a
premiere.
good pitch to
3 and
hit,
2.
or at least force him out of the game.
And that'll be fly ball to mid-right center field. We're going to get past it a little bit and makes the catch, and the side is retired. To the bottom of the 7th inning, game 2 in New York City. Tigers nothing, and the Yankees nothing. Up next to bat for the Yankees will be Luke Voigt, 4th batting position. 1 for 2, and has a double in the 1st inning. Tries to keep a little more smart between the hand, guys, as it can be. Pitched by Myers. At the bottom, 1 strike.
Hey, it's always key getting early strikes in a count. This guy's been awesome at it so far. More than 70% of his first pitches have been in the strike zone.
And that'll be fly ball to right center field. It's a little surprise, makes the catch, 1 out for the Yankees. And then I'll bring up the Carl Stanton. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a line out. I also want to wish I also have 2 birthdays coming out of 2 people. 1 from Pittsburgh at this point, go Steelers, black and yellow. And also my buddy Mr. T, happy birthday, buddy. Happy birthday, Sandy, I love you, girl. Keep safe and go Steelers. It's still been over 11 guys afterwards. The bottom 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. I've actually known my sister Sandy for a long time, so we haven't talked for a whole lot way before this virus started, I would assume. Foul ball to home base, 0-2. This keeps a little more of a statsy, guys. To the left, 1-2. And that'll be foul ball to right, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. From the stretch, he's the pitch by Myers. That'll be fly ball center field. Gets under it, makes the catch. 2nd out for the Yankees.
I know they say sometimes that
Little crack of a joke, guys. Oh my goodness. Almost pitch perfect or something. Here comes Aaron Judge. 0 for 2 of a strikeout and a ground out.
He got blown away with a fastball. You could tell he was late on that one, and we'll see if he tries.
Foul ball to left, 0-1.
Strike 1 to start the at bat.
That'll be fly ball to deep left center field. This ball's not coming back, and it's gone. Solo stop by Aaron Judge. That is the deep left center field, 401 feet. 5th home run of his career by Aaron Judge. 101.11, 2 miles per hour exit velocity. Aaron Judge with a solo shot. Strikes first is 1-0 Yankees, bottom of 7th, 2 outs. Game 2 in New York City. Look at the power of Aaron Judge. That is a solo shot down to deep left center field out of that corner. Not coming back, it's gone, goodbye. Boom goes the ball. 1-0 Yankees, 2 outs, bottom 7th inning, game 2 in New York City. At the bottom, 1 strike. Gleyber Torres, 1 for 2, has a single in the 2nd, 2 for 5 in the series.
Ready with his 100th pitch of the ball game.
Now be fly ball to center field. Makes the catch and the inning is over. That's the 5th home run, solo shot. Aaron Judge drives this ball to deep left center field. Gets to center field, it's gone, goodbye. Not coming back towards it. To the top of the 8th, game 2 in New York City. Yankees 1, Tigers nothing. Due-up for the Tigers be the catcher number 34, Jake Rogers. 1 for 2, a single in the 5th inning. So they hang on to its seats a little bit. Here's the pitch by Cole. And that one, guys, is a fly ball to left center field. We're gonna race back, and that one's gone. Catch of Jake Rogers, 353 feet. He gets a solo home run of his own. Jake Rogers, guys, solo shot of his own. 6 of his career as catcher, 353 feet. 99.9 miles per hour, exit velocity. Look at that. Solo shot indeed. And it's now 1-1 apiece. Game 2 in New York City. Look at that, guys. That ball is gone. Here comes the manager for the 21-9 Yankees coming to the mound. And it'll be it for number 45. He actually did not. I think he actually had a good strike. That would be Garrett Cole. He actually had a good strikeout seat. Good statistics between a few things. So on the mound for the 21-9 Yankees, guys can see in the middle, Adam Ottavino. Making 16th game appearance, 3-1 record, with 2.20 run average, 22 strikeouts, and 11 walks. 1-1 apiece, top of the 8th, nobody out. Game 2 in New York City. At the bottom, 1 ball, no strike. Attendance today, guys, 43,567. Victor Reyes sold for 3 with a flyout in the 5th inning. Oh my goodness. Yes, pitch by Octavino, second pitch on the target. To the bottom left, 2 balls, no strike. As long as it gets a little more extra clear, guys, between anything on the side in between.
You know, it's not uncommon, Matty V, for a relief pitcher to come in with really good stuff. And it
oh
seems like
boy.
he's either really hit and miss.
2-0 from the threats.
If he's not quite on, he'll also rack up a lot of base on balls.
Up top, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike to measure.
That's just too much velocity upstairs to get good wood on it. It's going to have to lower his sights.
Talking about getting some ready, perhaps. And that'll be fly ball to left, 2-2.
Base is empty here with nobody out.
It could be or it might be. It all depends from there. And that'll be fly ball to ground ball to right center field, mid right, and that's a single. And that's a single for the Tigers. Gets a little more top and good stuff and speed. Run at first, nobody out. Here comes Nigel Goodrum. And a walk, stone base, 0 for 2. Run at first, nobody out. In the upper left, 1 ball, no strike. Also has a series of 0 for 6. Trying to keep a little more distance. Runner looking to steal second again. To the right, and he steals second for the second time. Oh my goodness, but it is the strike, guys. Runner goes to second, and a nice steal.
A successful steal of second base.
Oh my goodness. If you guys have a fast runner between any baseball team, you can maybe try to steal a base or something. Run at second, nobody out. 1-1 from the threats. And that will be, guys, ground ball to right center, makes the catch, first out for the Tigers. Runner will stand at second. Here comes the one and only Miguel Cabrera. Doubled his first time, is 1 for 3. Runner second, 1 out. Any legendary hitter like anybody between any team knows how to hit the ball great. That'll be ground ball to left center field. And that will be a single. That's a single for the Tigers. Runner goes to third after a nice stolen base.
He obviously was sitting all over that pitch. He didn't want to go deep in the count.
Holy cow, guys. Look at that in the chat. Up next is Jonathan Scope. Doubled in the 6th inning is 1 for 3. First and third base, 1 out. Here's the pitch by Octavino.
First pitch coming, here it is.
Up top, 1 ball, no strike. That's a season average of 115 with RISP. And still a 4-letter abbreviation. 3 letters, maybe, possibly 4. but it's not too bad.
Now the 1-0. Misses
To the left,
for
ball
second
2.
ball.
2-0.
Great chance right here.
Go Mets 6, Marlins 5 in Miami.
Guys already on. Pretty good shot. He's going to get a challenge pitch right here.
Runners are at the corners with one man out.
Oh, that's a little something interesting. To the right, 2-1.
Fastball for a strike. 2-1 now.
2-1 from the Struts. At the bottom, ball 3. Runners will stay at first and third.
Good job to
And that's
corral
3-1.
quickly as the runners hold on.
Up next is Will Castro. He's on deck. 3-1 from the Struts. The target by Activino. And on the upper left, full count, 3-2. Brings the target, nods his head. Here's the pitch. 3-2. And that's a pop-up to left center.
And that's not going to do it.
To left center, and makes the catch. Second out for the Tigers. Runners will stay in first and third.
So with 2 away now, that
Here comes Will Castro, number 5th position. He's 0 for 3. Strikeout in the 6th inning. 10-19 Tigers. We're going to have a little small opportunity ahead of that.
Yeah, nothing better than coming through for the boys.
Have a little something
Especially
of good
when they're
momentum.
due to do something productive.
First and third, 2 outs. Uploading, no thank you for that. Oh, sorry, hold on.
First pitch, here it comes.
At the bottom, 1-0.
Ball 1. Runners at the corners, 2 men
Just a
out.
little more speed, tries to get a little more in front. Where it's going to locate a little bit, and that'll be fly ball to right center field. We're going to get under it, trying to get there. Makes a really nice catch, and the side is retired.
So a sigh of
There you go, guys.
as the side is retired. But the Tigers are able to
Game 2 in New York City. Go to bottom of the 8th inning.
We'll go to the bottom of the 8th.
Tigers 1, Yankees 1. Boom goes the ball, goodbye. Up next for the Yankees will be Aaron Hicks. He's 0 for 2. As there will be a different pitcher coming in to play. And there will be coming in for Sir. As there will be coming in. So on the mound for the 10-19 Tigers will be Daniel Norris. Norris making a 6-game appearance with 1 loss on the stat sheet, 0-1. For 9.35 earned average and 7 strikeouts completed. First pitch by Norris.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch.
At the bottom, 1 strike.
The windup and the 0-1.
To the left, 0-2.
And it's strike 2.
The ball's 2 strikes. At the bottom, good strikeout. First out for the Yankees.
Set down for the first out.
It's a record between Casey Myers. Pitched for 7 innings, gave up 5 hits. And good 8 strikeouts, though. Good stat sheet, I would think, for the 10-19 Tigers.
Awfully well in this one. As of right now, he's
That'll bring up Gary Sanchez, 0 for 2, with a strikeout and a ground out.
Box now. Gary Sanchez.
Pitch by Norris. And that'll be fly ball to mid-left center field.
Left fielder is on the move.
Get under of its target. Makes the catch. Second out for the Yankees.
Play to record the second out.
That'll bring up Gio Yosila back to the lineup. 1 for 3 with a single in the first inning. Norris nods his head.
To the at-bat.
Foul ball to left. 0-1. As long as there's a little extra or almost anything that's more deserving afterwards. 0-1 from the Struts. Foul ball to home base. Second strike. Shout out to Don the Bomb. How you doing, buddy? Check out that channel. Him and I are good friends on Twitter. That'll be ground ball center field. Picks another one from second. Throws the first in time, and the side is retired. Go to top of the 9th inning. Game 2 in New York City starts out, and the attack guys are running a tuber. Tigers won, and the Yankees won. Due up next for the Tigers with CJ Cron. 0 for 3, the strikeout, and the 7. It's the pitch by Octavino.
Set. Here's the 0-0 pitch.
At the bottom, 1 strike.
Off the 9th inning with a swinging strike here, 0-1.
Excuse me. That came around quite a bit. At the bottom, 1 ball, 1 strike. Last per hour, guys, was 81. At the bottom, 1 and 2. Take a little time to get something going, I think. 1 and 2.
Pitch on the way.
At the bottom, 2 and 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Something to recall. To the right, 3 and 2. On deck, guys, is Harold Castro, batting .219. 3 home runs, 6 RBIs over them. He's on deck. 3 and 2. Foul ball to home base, 3 and 2. Mets 7. Marlins 5 in Miami. To the right, big strikeout for south of the Tigers. The record for Garrett Cole. He also has 7 innings, had 4 hits, 1 run, 13 strikeouts, have 110. With a 21 and 9 Yankees today. Comes Harold Castro's 0 for 2 with walk in the 5th inning. It's a little inside of something that's interesting. To the left, 1 ball, no strike. Harold Castro's 0 for 2 for walk in the 5th inning. As for the reckoning, good matches after last night.
Ready with the 1-0 pitch.
Foul ball to left, 1 and 1. And those 2 won't be the next contenders. Okay. The bottom, 2 and 1.
Not close as he runs it to 2 and 1 now.
And that'll be fly ball to right center, makes the catch. Second out for the Tigers.
As he hauls this one in for the second out.
Then I'll bring up next guy, Jorge Bonifacio. 0 for 3 for fly out in the 7th.
First pitch on its way.
At the bottom, 1 ball, no strike, completely in the chat. Okay, there's a little sum that's been added. Quite a bit, I believe.
The 1-0 home.
At the bottom, ball 2, 2 and 0.
Pretty easy takes to start out this at bat. None of those pitches were even close to the strike zone.
The 2-0.
At the bottom right, 2 and 1. Inside the signal, 94 miles per hour. At the bottom, 2 and 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes out of the line. A little bit exercising. 2 balls, 2 strikes from the threats. Here's the pitch. To the right, 3 and 2. On deck, guys, is the catcher, Jake Rogers. Batting .212. He's on deck.
Till he proves he can lay off of it.
3 and 2. Foul ball to right, 3 and 2.
Stick around to see another one.
But to emphasize a little more speed and get a little contact.
Ready with the payoff pitch.
At the bottom, ball 4. It's a walk by Octavino. He walks Emilio Bonifacio for the 10 and 19 Tigers today.
Jonathan Holder has been summoned here.
So on the mound for the 21 and 9 Yankees, guys can see in the middle, is Jonathan Holder. 14th game appearance, 2-0 1-loss record, 1 save, 2.25 earned average, 22 strikeouts, and 3 walks completed.
Jake Rogers will stand in again as we take you back to earlier in the ball game. This one swing
Okay.
here has been the entire offense to this point, as this home run accounted for the only run they've tallied.
Yeah, the temperature's gonna go down to 10. I think I might see my point tonight. After I get done with an hour and 35 for Valhalla. Run at first, 2 outs. To the upper right, 1 strike.
But I think it would have been ruled a strike anyway. It's 0-1.
Try to get a little sun deep. And if anything, to dispatch a little bit. At the bottom, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 in total. Foul ball to right, 1-2.
Shortening up now will get the ball in play.
Tries to increase a little bit, or not much intensity. At the bottom, big strikeout, and the side is retired. The bottom of the 9th inning, Game 2 in New York City. Tigers won, and the Yankees won. I don't know. Do well for the Yankees to be Clint Frazier. Struck out in 6th inning, he's 0 for 3. Here's the pitch by Norris. At the bottom left, 1 ball, no strike. Foul ball to right, 1-1. Wants to try to get a little something out of his range, 1-1. Foul ball to home base, 1-2.
Yeah, you could tell he was ready for another fastball, but the pitcher went to breaking ball, and the hitter just fouls that one off.
That'll be fly ball to left center field. Gets on top of it, makes the catch. 1 out for the Yankees.
Puts it away, no problem for the first down.
Well, he hit that ball pretty well, but the only that he pulled off
A little more something hilarious between everybody's watching something.
So he would have hit it even better if he would have stayed through the middle of the field.
A little bit extra through. Royals 9, Orioles 7 in Baltimore.
Digging in now for the Yankees.
That'll bring up DJ LeMahieu, 1 for 3. Single in the 4th inning. Pitch by Norris. At the bottom, 1 ball, no strike. Red Sox 11. I didn't catch the other side of the score to any other time. Up top, 2-0.
Hey, you want to talk about being in the zone? This guy's
Matt Giddigal with 2 balls, no strike.
It all starts with his pitch selection. 2 great takes, and he's almost daring the pitcher just go ahead and challenge him.
Foul ball to home base, 2-1.
But a foul ball, and it's 2-1 now.
And that will be a pop-up to left center field. Fires at Mark, makes the catch, out number 2 for the Yankees. Here comes Luke Voigt, 4th batting position, doubled his first time, 1 for 3.
Here's the first pitch to him.
Foul ball to left, 1 strike. Foul ball to the same spot, 2nd strike, 0-2. And we'll go to extra innings, guys. That's a strikeout, and the side is retired.
So the Yanks go 1-2-3. Score remains deadlocked at 1.
Game 2 in New York City. Go to top of the 10th inning, guys. Tigers 1, Yankees 1. Do well for the Tigers to be up top. Victor Reyes, 1 for 4. A single in the 8th inning. No bad resilience. Strength for something. At the bottom, 1 strike.
That time as the changeup fooled him for strike 1.
In the very upper left, 1 ball, 1 strike in the tap. Foul ball to home base, 1-2.
To the left, and it moves to 1-2. And now a pitch on the way.
At the bottom, big strikeout. First out for the Tigers.
The umpire, and that'll be the first out of the inning.
Always tough for one of these base umpires to make a call on a guy's
Gonna bring up Nico Goodrum, second batting position. Thrown out in the fourth inning, he's 0 for 3.
Looking at the replay, I think he got it right. So
Gets the sign down, gets a little more of a look. Hold it from the stretch.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch.
Foul ball to left, 1 strike. Right between Goodrum versus Holder, 1 for 5 would make possibly a couple strikeouts, I think. I would assume up top, second strike.
He's in control, 0-2.
Hey, he's got excellent stuff working right now. Somebody has to make an adjustment. You're seeing a lot of late swings.
0-2 from the stretch. This is a pitch by Holder. To left, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
1 out, nobody on.
Let's get a little more inside between the distance. To left, ball 2, 2-2.
He got ahead with 2 good fastballs and then tried to drop the changeup to see if he'd be out in front. Did a great job of laying off that pitch right there. Interested to see where he goes now.
Top.
And he tried to hold
And that's ball 3. 3-2.
and no swing. It's ball 3.
He is on deck. Gets the sign down. Hold it from the stretch. 3-2.
Here's the pitch.
And that's a strikeout. Second out for the Tigers. Dodgers 1, Twins nothing in Los Angeles.
Couldn't get the bat off his shoulder right there, and he struck out twice before that one. So he's going to have a lot.
That's a try to get a good influence that somebody was willing to take. Or something. Okay, wow. That crowd's 2 for 4 for double and a single.
Stepping in now, Miguel Cabrera.
A big foul ball to right, 1 strike.
Down the line. It's been a 2 for 4 effort for him so far in the ball game.
Let's keep a little bit deep.
Ready with the 0-1.
And the upper left, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Oh, that pitch was up and in. That's one of those pitchers' purpose pitches, right? Fastball, something hard up and in. Now he can go down and away if he
Okay, we're still doing pretty good so far. Up top, ball 2. 2-1.
Ball 2.
So it's trying to get a little bit of mismatch or something. Up at the bottom, 2-2. Oh my, guys in the chat.
The set and the 2-2.
At the bottom, Mango 3-2. Up next, it's Honest and Scope. Batting 198. He's on deck. The loud ovation between the nicest crowd between any baseball team. Has a good reaction. 3-2. Foul ball to right, 3-2. Miles per hour was 94.
One pitch a night right down the middle. Cannot be late on that fastball.
To the left, big strikeout, and the side is retired. Game 2 in New York City, for the bottom of the 10th. Tigers 1, Yankees 1. Do well for the Yankees will be Carlos Stanton. Line down 7th inning, he's 0 for 3. He has the pitch by Norris. That'll be ground ball center field. Picks it up defensively, throws the first, 1 out for the Yankees. Here comes Aaron Judge, 6th batting position. Had a homer in the 7th, he's 1 for 3. Something else to measure between a team. Any good team. Up top, 1 strike.
Does he come out of his shoes, or does he get back to staying within himself?
Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. And there's ball.
Bonamango, 1 ball, 1 strike. But tries to keep a little more mixed reaction, keeps a little more distance.
Bases are empty, 1 man out.
At the bottom, 1-2.
1-2 now.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 2-2.
High 2-2 now.
That was a tempting pitch to swing at right there. A big power guy like this really wants something that he can elevate.
At the bottom left, 3-2 out of range. Up next, Glaber, Torres, batting 396. He's on deck. Same spot, foul ball, 3-2.
Payoff pitch one more time.
And that's ball 4, first walk by Daniel Norris.
Potential winning run is aboard at first.
As he walks. Number 99 for the 21-9 Yankees today. Up next, batting possession, guys, for Gleyber Torres, 1 for 3, sing on the second inning.
To the plate now, Gleyber Torres.
On the first, 1 out.
To end this one and send these fans home happy.
To left, 1 strike.
Deep enough into the gap. No balls and 1 strike.
Still doing quite well so far behind me. A top second strike. No balls, 2 strikes on the bottom right of the screen. Throughout the group. 1 and 2.
Shortstop behind in the count 1-2.
Man, that's one of those. How could you not swing at that one? A good take there on that pitch.
Same spot to the left, 1 and 2.
Strikes. Ready with another 2-strike offering.
2 and 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Daniel Norris giving up 1 walk today, guys.
For the purpose to get a double play. Good job to let it go by though as a hitter.
Now here's a
And that'll be ground ball to mid-center field. It's like it's almost trying to close the door on something, and it will close the door. And that'll be an RBI double, and the Tigers are now 10-20 of the season. As the Yankees go up to 22-9 in Game 2 in New York City after a good RBI double.
Well, we watched a really solid starting pitching performance, kept the opposition at
So the Tigers are 10-20 of the season, losing Game 2 in New York City. See how we're doing on time today, guys. A little stretch forward. Our watch time is going to get back up today, hopefully. Double check again. Okay, we should be okay. Alright, guys, in Game 2 in New York City. Losing Game 2 in New York City for the 10-20 Detroit Tigers. Try to pour a little more favorable. The catcher Jake Rogers had the only RBI and home run he had. Victor Reyes had a strikeout, 1 for 5. Johnson Scope had a double, 1 for 4. Miguel Cabrera was 2 for 5 with a double. Winning in Game 2 in New York City. As for the 22-9 New York Yankees. Aaron Judge had a solo shot. Gleyber Torres was 2 for 4 with a double and a ribby. Luke Floyd was 1 for 4 with a double. And Zio Yosila was 1 for 4. There we go, let's keep it in the mix. Alright. So the Tigers are now 10-20. Lost against the Yankees up to 22-9. Game 2 in New York City, 2-1. Both 6 hits together and no errors. Holy cow, guys. As far as the other teams go, we're double checking a few. You always keep it on the left side through running and tuba, guys, in the chat. Ice Fox is 29 to kick off this year. Second place Fizz is still at 95. Good and fast and value. Well, guys, the other teams we've got the Reds winning good so fashion. Winning by only 2 runs after 9 innings over the Braves in Cincinnati. Final score after 9 innings, guys. 2-0 shutout. 6 hits, 1 error, 3 hits, and no errors. Thornburg was ready for swing. Bradley was 5th save. Odd number. The Indians won by 1 run in the stretch over the Rays in Tampa. After 9 innings, final score by 1 run, 3-2. 7 hits, no errors, 5 hits, and no errors. Seville was 3rd win. Brad Ham's 11th save. That's an odd number. Excuse me. The Athletics won by 2 after 9 innings over the Rangers in Texas. Final score after 9 innings, 4-2. Both 8 hits together with no errors. Might have a 2nd win. Hendricks was 3rd save. Odd number as well. The Pirates win by 1 after 9 innings, after having 2 runs back-to-back, 7 in the 7th inning and 9 up top, over the Cubbies by 1 in Chicago. Final score in a good fashion, actually, hold up a minute. Yeah, 4-3 by 1, 7 hits, no errors, 12 hits, and no errors. Crick for his first win, Kilov's lucky number 7 save, odd number. The Astros win by 4 runs in the stretch after 9 innings over the D-backs in Arizona. Final score, guys, after 9, 6-2. 13 hits, 3 errors, 4 hits, and 1 error. Yoquetti with a second win. The White Sox win in a good blowout fashion, 5 runs in the 6th inning, and also 1 in the 8th over the Rockies in Colorado. This is actually a good lucky 50 states in the United States. Final score, 7-0 shutout. 10 hits, no errors, 5 hits, and no errors. Galero's fourth win, excuse me. The Phillies won a nice and short game over the Giants in San Francisco by 1 run. After 9 innings, final score for something a little more good and interesting, 1-0. 6 hits, no errors, 4 hits, and no errors. Nola was 5th win. Yeah, this was a hard-boiled game. The Royals went by 2 runs after 9 innings over the Orioles and Baltimore. After 9 innings today, guys, final score 9-7 in a huge part by 2 runs, 14 hits, 1 error, 9 hits, and just 1 error. You have Hand was first win. Stomont was very first number 1 save. This was also another heated matchup out of 30 teams, guys, as the Red Sox went by 1 run between a hitting duel between 2 great teams. Any 2 gradable teams out of its leagues or something. More pressure and a little more something size and epic. Over the Blue Jays in Toronto, final score 11-10, 20 hits, no errors, 15 hits, and no errors. Stock was first win, Barnes was 8th save. Now we're actually on the even side. The Go-Go Mets won by 2 over the Marlins in Miami after 9 innings, after 5 runs in the 5th inning. Final score 7-5. 8 hits, no errors, 11 hits, and no errors. Familia was second win, Betances second save. Even number finally. The Brewers swell up by 7 after 9 innings over the Nationals in Milwaukee. After 9 innings, final score 8-1. 6 hits, no errors, 5 hits, and 1 error. Okay, there we go. Louis was third win. The Angels win by 6 over the Mariners in Seattle. After 9 innings, final score by 6, 9-3. 8 hits and no errors. Berea was third win. The Smoking Dodgers win by 1 run over the Twins in Los Angeles. Final score 3-2. After 9 innings by 1, 5 hits, no errors, 7 hits, and no errors. Ward was his very consecutive 6th consecutive win. Jansen was 7th save. And the Padres won by 3 over the Redbirds in San Diego, California. Final score after 9 innings, 6-3 by 3 runs after 9 innings. 8 hits, no errors, 6 hits, and no errors. Lucchesi was third win. Yates was 4th save. Now, as I look at my schedule on my phone, guys, I think you guys are getting baseball maybe this Saturday. I want to double check real quick. Right now, my phone is a little more in a good bar. So the Tigers are 10-20 of the season. Hold up a minute, guys. Well, I really want to double check what I'm looking at real quick. Well, I think you guys are still gonna get baseball on Saturday. As you guys can see, I work 7-11 on the evening for that. I think I'm gonna try to do Spider-Man a little extra early, so I can do since I haven't worked 7-11 in the evening for quite some time. So I will probably do some of that, and then I've got a good batch of days off coming up too. So I don't think it's going to be a major problem. All I know is I'm going to be live a little more early, since I'm going to be working 7-11s every Saturday maybe. but it all depends. So baseball will be back Saturday morning for sure. You guys are still getting Assassin's Creed Valhalla tonight. So I might be expecting some extra popularity going forward between then and there. So until Saturday morning, with a series finale in New York City, and it'll be the 10-20 Tigers taking on the 22-9 New York Yankees. The series finale in New York City, guys. On the mound for the 10-20 Tigers will be Spencer Turnbull, who has an 0-5 one-loss record, 27 strikeouts with a 5.93 earned average. And on the mound for the 22-9 Yankees will be Luis Severino, 2-0, 25 strikeouts for 5.50 earned average. As far as the other teams go, we've not as many. We got the Royals taking on the Orioles in Baltimore. Keller 1-1 for 2.52 earned average versus Jamiel Means for 4.50 earned average. The Nationals taking on the Brewers in Milwaukee. Ross 1-4, 6.43 earned average versus Burns with a 4.44, 3 numbers earned average. Most of them are even. The Cardinals visit the Padres in San Diego. Martinez 2-1, 6.00 earned average versus Lamont with 4.05 earned average. The Marlins host the Mets in Miami. One of the goodest pitchers, Jared DeGrom, 1-1, 3.46 earned average versus Lopez for 5.45 earned average. The Cubbies take on the D-backs in Arizona. Yu Darvish 3-2, 4.67 earned average versus Glenn with a perfect 4-0 one-loss record with a 2.70 earned average. The Rays take on the Athletics in Oakland. Glasnow 1-1, 3.08 earned average versus Bassett with 4.99 earned average. And the Mariners host the Astros in Seattle. Justin Verlander 3-0, 2.16 earned average versus Kukensi with 4.18 earned average. Well, guys, before we wrap things up, we're going to get some standings real quick. We're going to start with the American League Central, as I'm going to be taking a shower after I'm done with this. In the American League Central, we have 1 win for the 20-13 Indians, 3 terrible losses consecutively, 10-6 at home, 11-6 at daylight of the mornings, or something like that. And that would be the 18-13 Twins, only trailed by 1 game, 1 win each by the 17-14 White Sox, and the 15-15 Royals, and 3 bad losses as well for the 10-20 Detroit Tigers of the season. It's still a young season. Between adult, supervise, anything else to supervise for it. In American League West, 1 win each for the 23-7 masterful Houston Astros, 1 win for the 20-10 Angels, only trailed by 3 games, 1 loss for the 17-15 Seattle Mariners, 3 good wins in a row for the 10-22 Athletics, only trailed by 7 games, and 3 terrible losses going down under. Only winning 2 games out of the last 10. That'll be the 5-25 Texas Rangers. Now let's get to the other side, guys. National League East. 2 losses, quite frankly, for the 16-14 Marlins. Coming up by 2 wins. Coming up slowly is the 16-15 Philadelphia Phillies. 1 loss for the 14-15 Nationals. 4 consecutive losses. Only winning 4 games in between, like any other team between the East out of the last 10 games, and that would be the 15-18 Braves, and 3 consecutive wins for the Go-Go Mets for the 12-18 Mets, only trailed by 1.5 games. In National League Central, 1 loss for the 21-10 Cubbies, by coming in, opening the door, 4 consecutive wins of a win streak, winning 8 games of the last 10, and that goes to the 1911 Cincinnati Reds. 1 win each for the 12-19 Pirates and the 11-19 Brewers, and 9 longest games between 9 losses, only winning 1 game, and that's the 9-22 Cardinals. National League Central. And in the National League East, 2 wins, keeping it high gear for 16-1 at home, and that goes to the 26-4 Los Angeles Dodgers. Not to be outdone, 4 wins in a row for the 22-8 Padres, keeping behind by 4 games only, 1 loss for the 14 and 16 D-backs. 2 losses in a row as well. We won 6 games out of the last 10. It'll be 14 and 17 San Francisco Giants. And 1 loss for the 11 and 18 Rockies. And in the American League East, guys, real quick. 4 consecutive wins. 12 and 3 at home as well. Excuse me. 11 and 2 division as well. And that goes to the 22 and 9 Yankees. And 2 wins for the 18 and 15 Red Sox. 1 loss each. And that would be the 15 and 17 Rays. 11 and 19 Orioles. And 2 losses for the 8 and 23 Blue Jays. Alrighty, guys. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and save real quick. I already told you guys what's going to be happening tonight. Since the damn temps is going to go down to 10. Alright, there we go. Alright, guys, that's going to be a wrap for me this morning. I will be back tonight, hopefully. I'm hoping to definitely get back tonight. Tonight you guys are having a new episode of Assassin's Creed Valhalla of an hour and 35. The same thing in the morning too, guys, for tomorrow morning on Wednesday. If you want to catch more MLB 20. So I'm going to be doing 7 to 11 in the evenings, since I haven't worked till 11 o'clock for a while. You guys won't have baseball Saturday morning, and then I'll probably start Spider-Man for an hour and 35, possibly around no more than 3:15 or 3:30. Then I could probably do an hour and 35 by then. So that way I can give me some time to relax and keep doing what needs to be done afterwards. So be sure to hit that red support button, like button, stay connected. That's the way we do things through Running and Tuber. We don't do S for S anymore. As long as we're doing great content, my content's been pretty good. Of course, my supporters have been up and down, so that's what it always been and always has to be. If there's anybody in the chat that has a Twitter, you can do so by following me on Twitter with Zadie Zach Dawson. Numbers are always the same, guys. Z is capitalized, D is always capitalized between first and last names. 824-656-00. If there's anybody else in the chat that could have came in today through Running and Tuber, because I'm always part of those two. We have a lot of love, support, and a lot of respect. It has a lot of good fundamental stuff going forward to the good part of it. And that would be send me a friend request on Discord, tell me you guys said hello, and let me know if you guys like to discuss anything you guys like. Anything for sure, as long as we put our mind to it with great content, with great responsibility, with love, support, as good as we can get. And normally, guys, we watch our videos in full. Like them, share them, tweet them out, leave a comment, hit that red support button in full, and never ask for support back in between. You guys can vote Atlanta 32 and the Greatest Showman at 13. I will be back tonight, guys, for some Assassin's Creed Valhalla, same time, same channel, and then tomorrow morning on Wednesday. I'm off till Thursday, so. But alright, guys, I want to say thank you only that came in today. That'll be House of X Entertainment Inc. Thank you so much. Alright, guys, I will see you guys tonight for some Valhalla. Be good to one another, be kind to one another, and love one another. Have a good morning, stay safe, stay warm. And I'll see you guys tonight for some Assassin's Creed Valhalla action. And I'll tell you guys where we're at afterward, once we get to it tonight. Till then, guys, have a good morning, and I'll see you guys in the next one.